Because guess what?
Yes.
We're live.
Yay. Wait, is this how I put bouillon?
No, we can't watch TV right now.
Oh,
Okay. All right, guys, welcome. We are live. I do have a little bitty tiny guest with me today. Did not want to go to sleep, wanted to stay up with Daddy,
yes, and I want.
and said she wanted to live stream with us. Last time we did this, it worked out okay. So we're going to give it a try again.
Ready?
There were issues with the audio settings when I first logged in. So if there are issues with the audio, please let me know. And we'll get it fixed. But I got my little person with me.
I a bigger and I name a Sabri.
You a big girl?
Yes.
No, you tiny girl.
No, they call me a bigger day.
They called you a big girl today?
Yes.
They did.
Yes.
Okay.
And they call my name Abby Haney.
But you're a baby girl.
No, I'm not. I was not in a baby picture.
Because you're a baby girl.
No, I'm not.
Alright.
I say I want to be a bigger. And I am a bigger.
So because you say you want to be a big girl, you become a big girl.
Yes.
That's how it works, huh?
Yes.
Man, does it work that way for everything?
Yes.
I want to be rich. So am I rich?
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, Dad.
Okay.
Will you play one day at work?
I do get paid at work, yes.
You do that at work and work with your numbers with it?
I mean, I sort of get paid, but I don't get rich.
Ooh,
It's kind of a bummer.
a bummer.
Yeah, a bummer.
Well, they'll call you not a bummer. That's it.
Not the bummer?
Just to call you off it.
Oh, okay. In any case, we do have social. So we got social medias.
Wah!
Okay. We do have an Instagram page.
Wait,
I do
Daddy.
not know how to direct message on this. I don't care to direct message on this.
Wait,
I feel like there's just no need to direct message on Instagram. But if you want to go ahead and follow me, this is how you do it. Go ahead and jump on Instagram.
Dad.
A Facebook page. It looks like this. This one I do direct message on. If you need to get a hold of me, check me out on Facebook. But I am not, hold on one second, very active. As you can see, my last update was September 3rd of 2020. Really just don't care for Facebook. I don't know what it is. I just do not care for Facebook. I don't like it. I just, I feel like it's,
Dad.
maybe I have become an old person,
Dad.
even though it came out when I was a young person.
Dad.
What is it, baby?
Then you got any cat and then you call her. And then you call the name is Abby Haney and Daddy and Ian and Mama and Mommy.
That's a lot going on, baby.
Okay, Daddy?
Got it.
Now do it.
Not right now. In any case, we do have the Nintendo up and ready to go. Not sure what we're going to play because I've got my little person here with me.
I want to play.
You want to play the monkey game?
No, I want to play.
Donkey Kong?
No, I want to play something else.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. But we don't really have to play anything because this is not a gaming channel. Despite what people like to think, it is not a gaming channel. I really, truly have fallen in love with building computers, though. I think that is the coolest thinking thing. Building computers. I've started to look for deals on computers to build them to sort of. Oh yeah, to sort of sell them, or flip them. I guess is what the terminology would be. But have not started doing that yet. Okay. We have started working on the 85S10. Really like the 85 S10. You're a hoodlum. I really do like that old truck. It's there's something about old trucks, man. They're cool. They're a lot of fun to work on because you don't really know what you're doing as far as
Dad, I want to turn on something.
okay, because it's carbureted. There's no really codes or anything like that to tell you what's wrong with it. You got to figure it out yourself. That's sort of the fun part. They're very simple, like lawnmowers. It's a lot of fun, really, working on those old trucks. Somebody has the giggles.
I have side teeth, and then I am a vampire, and then everybody laughs at me, and I love it.
You got a lot going on, baby. You sure do. My baby girl here is going to kindergarten next year.
And Dad, and then I'm not scared.
All my babies.
And then I am a pretty vampire.
You're a pretty vampire. All my babies will be in school after that. So, ain't that right? You be in big girl school.
Yes, Big Uncle. I love Big Uncle.
And I love you. You
Yeah.
tiny little hoodlum. Let's see how long we can do this without you wallering all over me, and then we have to shut it down. How long do you think it'll take?
1 hour?
1 hour? That's a
Yeah.
long time.
No, it's not a long time. It's
It's-
just one time.
It's not the long time. It's just one time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me, child.
Do two. Do two.
They do grow up fast. What's going on with you?
When you do it down, you say boo.
You do say boo. Who do we say boo to? Say teams we don't like.
Timmy don't like.
Say any Joe Gibbs car. Boo.
Boo.
Boo, Joe Gibbs.
Boo.
That's right.
And then you say yay.
Who do we cheer for?
Rush
Say, what's it?
day.
Ross Chastain. So number one is number one. Woo!
And then you give him all the numbers with our hand.
We only need the one. Green Bay Packers. I have
And
truly
then I wave.
never, ever been a football fan.
And that
I just don't understand the appeal of football. And then we pretend to wave. That's right.
Yes.
I do not understand the appeal of football. I just
Dad,
don't.
I'll play a game.
Okay. Wait, where are you going?
I'm playing a game.
Okay, but be careful wherever you go. Okay.
I'm gonna play a game at the back.
Okay, that's fine. I've never understood the appeal of football. I do love watching the kids, the little bitty people. I think that they're awesome and they try really, really hard. But other than that, I'm just giving a statement for your daughter's thumbs down though. I've just never understood football. When I was in college, they made us do a project, and it was which I can't remember the exact title of it, but we were trying to figure out which sport actually played the most. And I was tasked with football. Basically, what we did is we had a timer, and we would start the timer every time there was a play. So not like the entire run time, because there are plays that sometimes the clock keeps running, and even though the play has stopped, we had to time the play time itself, the time that they were moving, and it was only, if I remember correctly, it was like 16 minutes was the entirety of the play time. So in theory, you should be able to cut that in half for offense and defense. Special teams, of course. Excuse me. Special teams, of course, a little bit in there. So you're looking at like 8 minutes of actual play time per side of football, which is ridiculous in my opinion. So I have seen football. I've watched it. It's just not for me. Are you going night night?
Nope.
Okay, playing the game still. But I've definitely watched it. Just never got into it. Never got into football. I know a lot of people do though. There's even like entire channels of television that are devoted to football. Anyways, I'm assuming you saw the 85 S10 that we've started working on again. Got a lot of people saying don't weld the tank. And I honestly said I was going to weld it, and I didn't even really think about it. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the video of the guy. He's drilling. There's a tank. He's on a lift, and he's drilling into the tank, I guess, to drain it. And he's got like a cordless DeWalt. And when the fuel hits the cordless DeWalt, it explodes like the entire shop. Burns it down. Burns the whole shop down.
And then I called the fire.
Yeah, of course.
Down the fire of the
Of
shop.
course, they called the fire department.
Me too.
And so when I said weld the tank, in my mind, of course, I was, on camera and whatnot. In my mind, I was thinking, oh, well, I could just weld this tank because it's metal.
And then
But in reality, I really don't want to weld the tank
then I
because I'm not going to blow myself up.
And then I bring a new tank with no fire.
You want to bring a new tank with no fire? I want a tank with no fire.
Because it's blue and orange and I painted.
Yeah, I don't want to blow people up. I think that's a terrible idea.
Well, I bring water balloons so you can play
Mhm.
outside of the door.
Oh, well, thank you, baby.
And I make a water balloon with a pool
Mm-hmm.
and food so you can bite and a slide.
That's a lot
water
going on.
Slide and make some washing.
That is a lot going on.
I make some washing.
Yeah, I really don't like messing around with gas either. It's not,
And Dad,
unless you have to, it is not worth the risk. Yes, baby.
and Dad, and then I make some gas so car can stop and get in. And then I make some cardboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And then I draw some line for it.
that is a lot going on,
I
baby.
draw some more so big car can go under the window car.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell the people about it?
Yes.
Oh, well, come on. Tell the people about it. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of messing around with things that'll go boom. Now, one thing I did do that I edited out of the video is I actually had my impact with
Dad,
me
look at my
when I was working on
one
the
eye.
gas tank. But I was like, I better think twice about using this, thinking back to the guy that exploded himself.
Dad, look at
um,
this eye.
That
Wait.
I didn't want to explode myself. So I edited the video so that you can't even see
Wait.
the impact in there.
Here.
What does that say? I believe there are special gas tank patches. Don't quote me though. I haven't dealt with that yet. I do have a special gas tank patch. I have bought one. It's yet to be installed, but I do have one. Yes, they do build them, and yes, I do have one.
Dad.
I'm not sure if we're going to use it or not though, because I haven't actually seen the hole in the tank.
Dad.
What is it, baby?
Now it's my turn.
Okay, give me your turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Make a new paint and I painted blue and orange. And then and I put water balloon in it and then I built a pool and then I built a water slide and I built more thing and I built more room.
That's a
And
lot.
more belly room. And a one elevator and all elevator can go down and up.
You want an elevator in the house? Is that what you want? Is an elevator in the house?
No, I'm bringing a new elevator so it can be an elevator house with one elevator and two elevators
Mm-hmm.
and three elevators.
That's
and
right.
it have all room of the belly bottom and it have all white and all sleepy room
Mm-hmm.
For all by for the pie in the house.
That's a lot. So, what she is talking about. I grew up with the same person. Same person. I grew up with a single mom. We lived a lot of time. We lived in a trailer, and then my grandparents bought some land, and we lived across the road from my grandparents. We were never really rich. We never really had a lot. Single mom. Never really had a lot. Well, my mom, after I move out and my sister moves out,
Dad.
we're gone. Mom still works 2 jobs. She eventually gets married, and now they are stinking loaded. They don't really share their wealth, but they're stinking loaded, and they have an elevator in their house.
Dad.
This is complete opposite of how I grew up.
Dad.
And she
Dad.
is doing so much better for herself and so well for herself. But now the grandchildren
Dad.
get to ride the elevator in the house. What is it?
I did this right.
Oh, okay. Kind of hurts my head because your thumb is jabbing me. You got something wrong with that thumb. I can understand the decision making though, although I have an old Ford Ranger with a patch gas tank over 10 years old. I really want to try the patch, but I really don't want to have to do everything over again if the tank is not going to work. But I do really want to try the patch. Just to sort of try it. The first time I tried the patch, I actually repatched my grandfather's old patch. And I know I know that we both sort of do the things the exact same way. And I know I didn't drain it all the way down. And I'm almost certain he didn't drain it all the way down. And we just went up under it and stuck the stinking patch to it and left it. And it was like a putty, like a GB Weld putty. It was. It is the last one. Yeah, truly wealthy people do not display it to everyone. True story. My mom, back to my mom. The whole time we were growing up, me and my sister, we were growing up. My mom's like, "I'm not getting married. I'm never getting married. I'll never get married." All these things. So we get a phone call. I get a phone call. I think my sister was in Fort Campbell at the time. Get a phone call, says, "Hey, I got married on my lunch break." And it was February 29th. And I thought it was like March 1st. I was like, "Mom, it's not April Fool's. You can't, it's not fun today." She's like, "No, really, I did." My mom really did go to work on her lunch break, went to the courthouse, got married, and then went back to work that same day. I was like, "Oh, wow, okay." Way to go. Like it was a it's not that they had not been together. Her and her husband had been together, but I was like, "Dang, Mom." I was thinking you got married on your lunch break. Ugh. Oh, are you okay?
Okay.
What did you hit?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, my head is okay.
Your head is okay. Okay, I'm glad that your head is okay.
Are you okay?
Yep. Well, good. I'm glad. So that was definitely a shock for my mom to have gotten married on her lunch break. I was like, "Dang, Mom, got married on your lunch break? Come on, bro, that's crazy." But yes, it happened. Impressive. I still don't have plans to get married myself, but who knows, right? I would say wait. Like, I got married young. Having kids young, though, is definitely, it's a lot easier. I was 32 when she was born. It's a lot easier to stay awake when you're like 24 than it is when you're 32. So having kids young is a blessing, but at the same time, things are different now, and you sort of want to like wait, because there's a lot of stuff you want to do you can't do as a married person. And I know that people are like, "Oh, I can do whatever I want whenever I get married." No, you can't. Now you got 2 people that you got to feed, not just one. So it's definitely a lot different. So I would definitely wait. You know, I know that I got married 16 years ago, something like that, like 16 years ago. So, you know, it's definitely changed in that amount of time. It's things have gotten a lot different in that amount of time. I would not advise anyone now getting married young, especially as young as I did. Um, you gotta figure yourself out, man. It's not the boomer era where you don't have anything to do. There's stuff to do, man. Go do your stuff. Then whenever it's time to get married. But having kids young is definitely worth it. Because, man, it's hard to stay up all night at 32. I seen somebody the other day had children. Their ages of children were like 22, 20, and 1. Same set of parents. I was like, bro, you were done. Count me out of that. You had grandchildren on the way. Why would you do something like that? You know, because you're talking at their absolute youngest, they're 40. You know, that's if they had 22 at 18. They're 40 years old now. Like, bro, it's hard. It's hard to stay up all night. My grandma got a rough divorce about 3 years ago after 28 years of marriage. Makes you question that decision. I do not blame you. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. 28 years, that's a long time to be married to somebody. You'd think you'd have it figured out by then. By 20. You okay? Okay. You'd think you'd have it figured out by 28 years, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes either. And there's always, like, if something does change, you know, health concerns, or I have always heard, you know, since I'm in the medical field, I have always heard that when people have heart attacks, a lot of times the recipient of the heart attack then becomes sort of like a meaner individual. My theory is that the person that had the heart attack had a lot of feelings sort of built up that they had never expressed, and then the heart attack almost killed them, and then they were like, oh, well, now I'm on borrowed time, and they express all of their angry feelings towards people. That's always my theory. I don't think that that's ever been proven or not, but I've definitely heard that heart attack recipients are angry after the heart attack. Of course, you're probably angry because they change your diet, you start to exercise, or you can't exercise, or whatever it may be. But of course, health concerns can be a factor in marriage, and you never know, there could be some young hottie on either side that is always a factor. Not gonna lie, young hotties are young hotties, man. But you know, there's all kinds of things that go on behind the scenes. But yeah, I don't like seeing rough divorces. That's no fun. That is no good. Excuse me. But yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people are doing the. Of course, I don't think this will work for your grandmother, but it's like it's got a name. I can't think of it right now. Where you like get divorced but stay in the same house for the kids. It's not co-parenting, but it's there was a movie. It was called The Breakup. they sort of do like the breakup, because I believe they stayed in the same bed in the breakup, but like cohabitate almost. Whenever they get divorced, it's like they stay together to afford things. I don't know that I could do that. I don't know that I could go through a divorce and then stay in the same house. You know, even with the kids, man, that'd be weird. Cause then I don't know if the whole point would be to be away from each other, but you'd still be together. That's weird. Well, baby, I see you got IndyCat, but yeah, I don't know that I could do that. It all makes sense there too. I'd personally rather engage without the state of being involved. Don't fall for any woman either. It depends on where you are. Also, when it comes time for things like tax breaks and insurance and things like that. I know a lot of, at least in the early days of this, when the gay marriage was being kicked around. I say kicked around, when it was becoming a bill, becoming a law. A lot of that was for the insurance and for the financial gains that married people get. And the gay couples were trying to sort of get the exact same gains and rights and privileges that married couples do have. So the state without being involved, you know, there's always that time where you get really angry and you're like, well, I'm just going to go. You know, it's not like I'm tied down anyways. You know, there's always that time. But, you know, you always got that stinking legal document that's binding to you that you got to go through to get out of the relationship if you're married. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore, but now I got to go to court. I don't want to go to court. I guess I'll stay. It's probably some people's decisions. They don't want to go to court. But yeah, a lot of the you know, rights and privileges and things are come with marriage. So I had a buddy. Grew up with this kid. We knew each other all our lives. To my knowledge, his parents had always been married. Like, they were never not married to each other. They had always been married to each other. The dad was a Navy man, and they toured around until he was done, and then he was done. They came to where I live. You know, they came home. In any case, he does his Navy time. They get married while he's in the Navy. Obamacare kicks in 2008. So I get married, or I guess Obamacare was about 2010. I get married right as Obamacare is sort of really kicking in. As I'm getting married and Obamacare is kicking in, Pat and Randy are their names. And I'm going to use their names because no one's going to know them. They come to the wedding. And my buddy says, hey, my parents aren't married. And I was like, what happened? Like, you know, like, they've been married for like 40 years. How are they not married? He's like, no, I don't think you understand. He's like, they're not married, and they just found this out because they had to file insurance. They had to file health insurance together this year, and they asked for proof of the marriage certificate, and they don't have one. Apparently, the Navy vessel that they got married on, or wherever they were based at in the Navy, was like based in Virginia, but somehow the marriage license was like Maryland, and it was null and void. So these people have been married for 40 years, but not really married this entire time. I don't know how they bought their house though. I guess maybe they bought it strictly through the VA loan. Maybe, I don't know, but they had not been married this entire time. So for 40 years, you know, however long it was, they were not married. They had to stinking go back and go to I guess they went to the courthouse and signed some papers. But yeah, they thought they had been married this whole time. It was good times. It's like, dang, Pat and Randy, how y'all mess up that bad? How y'all not actually get married? And they had pictures and everything. Like, they had them all through their house. I spent a lot of time at their house when I was younger, and had no clue they weren't married. No clue they were not married. That would be terrible to figure out. I know when we got married with a, I'm going to get it wrong. There's two types of Methodists, United Methodist and Methodist, and one of them married us and the other one had to sign the document because one can't marry outside of a wedding or outside of their church. So we got married in a Methodist service, and we had to have a different person sign so that we could get married. That's been my parents' situation for over 30 years here. No issues, but occasionally arguing. Occasional arguing happens all the time. Is it occasion if it happens all the time? I don't know. It's like the old adage, I'm not addicted. I do it all the time, but I'm not addicted. I could always lay it down. You know. Occasional arguing. It is what it is. I think. You okay?
Yes.
Okay. I think I may need to tend to her in a little bit, but she's alright right now. Over there being good, playing by herself. Do what? Okay. What's that? I never, ever, as a young person, thought that I would ever be a father. And then, when I became a father, it was like weird, and I never, like, it's like I never wasn't, if that makes sense. Like when I think back of things that happened before my kids, I'm like, wow, that's weird I would even think of doing something like that. Like I couldn't do something like that now at all. But it's weird. It's like a light switch goes off. But who knows what the future has. I'm just taking care of life's priorities right now, as you should. As a younger person, getting ahead financially would be a good, if you could, would be a good thing to happen. But it's so hard to get ahead right now. And it's been so hard to get ahead financially probably the last 20 years. I mean, really. Because I was 23 in 08 when the economy tanked. And no one was getting ahead then. So definitely as a young person, that's probably the best advice I could give is just do your best to get ahead financially. And find investments that will make money for you rather than cost you money. An investment would be like a hobby that makes you money rather than something that takes money away. Oh, me. What the girl, you okay? Leave you alone. Alright, I will leave you alone. Do what? Don't talk of you. I will not talk of you. But I do love you. Okay. But don't talk of her. Okay, baby. Don't talk of her. Do my best to not talk of her. Mm-hmm. But I think I probably should jump off of here. I had a good 35 minutes. I think that was a good one. Especially for having the baby girl with me today. I always got to keep a watch out for her whenever she's up here with me. So I'm going to go ahead and head on off of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll be back. Let me think in my mind. I don't think we have anything next weekend. Sorry you got a laggy connection. I don't think I have anything next weekend. I think we're going to jump back on here next weekend. Oh, wait, no. I got the track team party.
Ready?
Really? I might do Friday instead. I might do Friday next weekend.
I drink all my tea.
You drank all your tea. I think I might do Friday next weekend rather than Saturday, but we'll see. And so I'm going to go ahead and head off of here and get this youngin' right here in the bed, get her laid down and going night-night. So I will see everybody next week. So good night. Thank you.